voice of Texas, the Chris Salcedo Show, AM 700 KSUV. My name is Chris Salcedo. I'm your host. That guy over there is Russell Sherrill. 281-558-5738, 281-558-KSEV. KSEVradio.com/Chris Salcedo for all the stuff on the web. That's KSEVradio.com/CHRISSALCEDO. Hell, let me get into another, again, I have to admit, I like a lot of what the Senate has been doing. And this border bill, SB1252, something else that I like. Senator Bob Hall puts it up, a Republican from Edgewood, require the governor of Texas to negotiate an interstate border security compact to allow states to enforce federal immigration law. So it'd be Texas, along with our other border partners, negotiating, here's how we're going to do it as a collective so that the efforts are successful. Now, Border Patrol Agent Hector Garza, for those of you out there who are left-wing extremists, those of you in the Brian Williams press, let me affirm for you that Mr. Garza is a Latino, is an Hispanic. And you got to say these things because the narrative coming out from the mainstream Brian Williams press is that all Latinos everywhere, all Hispanics everywhere love illegal immigration, love illegal activity, and support illegal activity, love having people coming in here from all around the globe. It's an Hispanic issue according to the left, because if it's illegal, it must be Latino, right? According to liberals. Hector Garza, he is a Texas Border Patrol union rep, also a border agent. He is one of these, well, pro-security Latinos. Have a listen. And it's not playing. Okay, so we will move on to Pedro Rivera, also an American who happens to be of Latino descent. He is with the organization America First Latinos, and he had this to say about SB 1252.
My name is Pedro Rivera. I'm a retired Air Force reservist, and I'm an American First. I represent the American First Latinos. This was in response to a narrative that's being put out there that Latinos want illegal immigration, legalization, throw out the book on the rule of law. I'm here to tell you that is not the case. We're out there. The media doesn't want to see us, but we are out there, and we're speaking out. And here's one reason I'm doing this. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands this is not a Latino issue. It is an American issue.
It is. And for those liberals and those Democrats who say that illegal immigration is an Hispanic issue, shame on you. Shame on you. Equating Hispanic Americans, Latino Americans, with folks who are breaking U.S. immigration law. Shame on you. Let me assure you, Democrats and you liberals, I have nothing as an Hispanic American. I have nothing in common with those who are breaking our laws to enter the country illegally. Nothing other than our common humanity. I have nothing else in common. I don't support it. I think illegal immigration is wrong. I think it is immoral. I think it's bad for the United States of America. The individuals who are coming across that border illegally without permission do not give a damn about my country. They don't. They care about themselves, and I can sympathize with their plight. But their first thoughts are not of my country. Their first thoughts are for them and theirs. So there's one Latino, Pedro Rivera, America First Latinos. Maria Espinoza, who's been a guest on this program, of the Remembrance Project. She also spoke in favor. Oh, by the way, for the Brian Williams Press, she is a Latina. That is the feminine version of Latino. That means she is also an Hispanic. And she said this.
I am for SB 1252, and it's very important not only to Texas, but also our directors nationwide. We have people who are very, very eager in East Coast, West Coast, northern, southern border states, eager to watch what's taking place here, because we believe this is our last hope for the rule of law and for civility in our country. So there's a lot of pressure on this committee as this bill moves forward. The Texas can stop what I call, and what many people across the country are calling, pattern of abuse. Government, the federal government, and even our local agencies not protecting and cooperating with citizens. We've lost too many people, and when we talk about the money aspect, Texas alone spent over $12 billion, that's billion with the B, on illegal aliens in 2013. We cannot afford it.
Yeah. So aside from the money aspect, of course, as you know, the Remembrance Project goes around the country and highlights the incidences when illegal aliens have taken the lives of American citizens. And many people rightly say that had those illegal aliens not been allowed to enter the country, they would not have been in a position to take American lives. I have a hard time arguing with that position. Liberals will try, but I think they lose the argument because many common sense Americans go, yeah, you know, if they weren't here, they wouldn't be allowed to kill. Kind of hard to kill American citizens in America when you're not in America. Just saying. But you want more proof? Brian Williams Press. Stick around. There are more Hispanics that don't fit into your little narrative that all Latinos are favoring law breaking. It's all coming up on the other side of the break here on the Chris Salcedo Show. By the way, Salcedo also too Hispanic. Back in a minute.
Be sure to tune in to The Dana Show, weeknights at
AM 700 KSEB. SB 1252. This bill is kind of unique, I have to say. A compact between border states to do the job that Obama's government, and let's be fair, previous Republican administrations have failed to do as well, which is stop the flow of illegal immigrants, saying America is done with this. And I think there is plenty of evidence out there when Americans are told that, oh, by the way, these thousands of illegal immigrant kids coming in from Central America, you just have to pay the bill. So shut up. Well, where are they? We're not going to tell you. Just pay the bill. Shut up. Middle class wages decimated by immigration. And public opposition at a record high, according to the Washington Examiner. There'll probably be a pop-up ad that will come up here in a second as I'm launching this this story. New government study. And there's the aforementioned pop-up ad, which I'm not going to be able to... These things, how I told you how much I am annoyed by those things. A new government study shows that decades of mass immigration has obliterated middle-class wages, as Democrats have spent the last 4 decades deliberately quadrupling our foreign-born population to 41 million. It started out with Ted Kennedy's 1968 Immigration Act. The income of the bottom 90% of Americans has stagnated and declined, according to Investors Business Daily on Friday. From 1945 to 1970, middle-class wages climbed consistently year after year, ending only once Democrats imposed this wage-killing 324.5% explosion of immigration, both legal and illegal, I'm imagining. Additionally, as 2014 Center for Immigration Studies report revealed, the entire net gain of jobs in the U.S. since the year 2000 has gone to legal and illegal immigrants. And of course, let's not forget Obama's executive inaction memo, further exacerbating the problem. Here is Jorge Rodriguez from Raging Elephants Radio up in Austin, speaking to a committee in support of, and for you folks again in the Brian Williams Press, Rodriguez is a Latino name, is an Hispanic. Mr. Rodriguez, it is a matter of fact that he is actually an Hispanic. And he is speaking up in favor of SB 1252. Listen.
I support the SB 1252. I want to make sure that that gets on the record. I am 7th generation Tejano, Tejano. I do have a grandfather that entered the United States in 1910 and paid 10 cents to enter legally. And my family for 7 generations has been fighting against illegal immigration. I have studied the the issue in my master's work. I was one of the persons that actually worked on the 1986 bill that has been shredded, the federal bill. I also worked as a special assistant for the Attorney General and for the Immigration Commissioner when it was INS back in 1986. I fully believe that what we've got right now is a federal government that is not supporting us, that is not doing its job. And what we need, my friends, is to do something while at the same time equally address the issue of racism. And by that I mean the racism that the liberals, that the Democrats put forward.
Brilliant. And actually echoing what I have been saying on this program. You know, sometimes, I tell you often on this program that I am the liberty-loving Latino, not these loudmouth leftist Latinos that the Brian Williams press likes to treat you to. If you watch them, you think that the vast majority of Hispanics are out there advocating for illegal immigration. Nothing could be further from the truth. So we say on this program, the Chris Salcedo Show exists to dispel that media myth that all Latinos are a bunch of left-wing nutcases. I just gave you 4 examples, although you didn't hear Hector Garcia because the soundbite wouldn't play. But trust me, he was up in Austin supporting SB1252. I wouldn't lie to you about this. So you've got Hispanics who are of note, not me, I'm just talking about them, who are working trying to change this narrative that the liberal Brian Williams press has tried very hard to perpetuate, which is fostered by the Democrat Party in an effort to keep divisions alive in the United States of America. This is how Democrats and extremist liberals attain elected office. They divide and conquer. It's not a new strategy. So they give the impression, and their sycophants in the Brian Williams press dutifully report, it's a Latino issue. Latinos don't like all this mean-spirited talk about law enforcement at the border. That's mean. Now, you and I know as common sense Texans, as common sense Houstonians, as common sense Americans, nothing could be further from the truth. What Hector Garcia, Pedro Rivera, Maria Espinoza, George Rodriguez, and Chris Salcedo have been trying to shout from the rooftops, trying to get past the censorship of the Brian Williams press. And trying, because you know that once that illusion is given, then all of a sudden there are folks in this country that start believing that garbage. And it's like, oh, it's Hispanics who are the problem. And there's Pedro, Maria, George, and I going, no. Not all of us. Just like the body politic in general, we have our extremist left-wingers, too, to deal with in the Hispanic community. These are imports. They're folks that look at Fidel Castro's communist paradise and say, ooh, that's for us. These are folks that come up from Central America and Mexico after ruining those countries. They want to bring that same joy to the United States of America. And there are those of us like Pedro, Maria, George, me, who say, no, you know what? There's a reason why our ancestors fled here to the United States of America. And we will not allow the United States of America to reflect the holes in the ground that are Central America and Mexico. Thank you kindly. So what I would suggest to a lot of you folks out there who have been tempted to believe the Brian Williams press, and why you would at this point, I don't know. But in case you believe this nonsense that all Hispanics are out there advocating for illegal immigration, and that if it's illegal, it must be Latino, allow me to provide and use the support from the sound bites you just heard as evidence. Nothing could be further from the truth. More from Baltimore. The other side of the break.